Hello, in this lesson we are going to cover what Ethereum is and how it differs and compares to Bitcoin. Because I'm sure you've all heard of Bitcoin, especially if you've got this far into this course. And I'm pretty positive you've probably heard of Ethereum as well. And you're probably just thinking, what is it? A lot of people, even advocates of Ethereum, when asked what exactly it is and how it differs to Bitcoin and well other cryptocurrencies in general, but mainly Bitcoin, they find it very hard to tell you what is different about it, but they know what's the same about it. So in general, let's just cover what is essentially the same. But the one thing I want to cover first is Ether is the cryptocurrency. So a lot of people, when they refer to Ethereum, they're most likely referring to Ether. And Ethereum is actually, and Ethereum is the blockchain implementation it is built on. So first of all, that's the first thing I want to make clear. If people talk about Ethereum in the form of a currency, then they are talking about Ether, which is built on top of Ethereum, which is a blockchain implementation. That's something worth noting. So as we mentioned, it's a cryptocurrency. That's one of the essentially the similarities to Bitcoin. Another similarity is it's based on blockchain. It's based on Ethereum, which is a blockchain implementation. And as of 2017, it is the second largest cryptocurrency. And I think you can guess the largest is Bitcoin. So that will give you a sense of scale. And it is also decentralized and distributed, similar to the way Bitcoin works in that manner, and also uses an open ledger. So there's a lot of similarities. And also another thing is it uses mining as well. You can mine for more coins, aka Ether coins. So you can go down that route as well. But one of the main things, one of the other things that make Ethereum great is something called smart contracts, which is essentially automated with no with let me just write this out better, with no intermediary. You can think of it like a super vending machine. So if you go into a conventional store and maybe you want to buy some chocolate, you pick it up, you take it to the counter and you pay for it. Whereas in a vending machine, you just go to the vending machine, select which one you want using some sort of selection system, pay the money. Once it's authorized payment, it gives you the item. It's as simple as that. It's all automated. And smart contracts are essentially a souped up version of this. They allow the facilitation of various other forms. For example, imagine Airbnb without a central authority. So once you've booked something, you just go to a particular room. You could use your phone, for example, to scan your phone using an NFC chip, and it just lets you in and it signs you in, and when you go out it signs you out. All automated, doesn't require some sort of central authority to be tracking it. So that's one of the main differences with Ethereum. Another one is blocks of transactions can be created faster. So it is faster to use as well compared to Bitcoin. Another difference is it allows for computer applications, not just currency, to run on the network. And this is probably, in my eyes, the most fundamental difference, is that Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Ethereum, because again Ethereum is a blockchain implementation, it is closer to what blockchain is, aka a decentralized distributed system. What you store and track on that system isn't limited to currency. So a couple of examples could be cloud storage like Dropbox, but without a central authority storing your files, where they could potentially go down due to a hack, or maybe financially they go down because they aren't operating very well. You could lose your files as a result. It's stored on several different computers on a distributed, decentralized network. So you could use Ethereum for cloud storage, you could use it for storing messages, emails, for example, any sort of communication, because there have been several cases such as Yik Yak where social networks have gone down. A lot of time they haven't been able to sustain either growth or profitability, and as a result, a lot of time the actual messages, the content, gets deleted. They do sometimes allow users a little bit of grace period to essentially download their content, but imagine if it was stored on a decentralized system. So even if the creator was no longer around, whether that's an individual or a company, the actual content could still be there, could still be accessible by the public. And this also has immense implications on audit trails as well. So that's a few of the differences. So how big is it? So how big is Ethereum, or more specifically Ether, because that is the most successful implementation? Well, over 5 million wallets capable of storing Ethereum. And in terms of a market cap, the market cap is $30 billion as of October 2017. And how does that compare to Bitcoin? Bitcoin has a market cap of 100, I won't write out all the zeros, $100 billion. So it is quite a bit smaller than Bitcoin, but it is still significantly larger than other alternatives. So this has just been a quick lesson on what Ethereum is and how it differs and compares to Bitcoin. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and as usual, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next lesson.